Collecting data is a critical aspect of running any legal business, and online forms is one of the best ways to do so. Not only because they save you time, but also because you ensure that the information is as accurate as possible. But what should you have an account when choosing the right form software for your legal practice, and which one is the best out there? In this video, I will explain why I believe that JotForm is one of the best form software tools for lawyers and attorneys, and how you can implement it into your practice today. Let's get going. Collecting data through online forms is a straightforward process, but one that you have to get right in order to properly set up workflows as a lawyer. I believe there are three important aspects that you should have an account when choosing the right form software for your business. The first one is being able to create forms fast and with an easy to use interface. The second one is being able to customize your forms to your needs in terms of colors, logos, and any special widgets that you would need, such as e-signature. And last but not least, having the ability to integrate the form software with the tools that you are using, and for the process to be as seamless as possible. I believe that JotForm excels in all of these three. So let's jump into the software. First, see some of the unique features that it provides, then look at the pricing, and finally set up your first form. Here's the main interface of JotForm. In here, you'll be able to create your forms, organize them in folders, and find any of the forms assigned to you or shared with you. We'll come back to this interface when we actually create our first form. Let's talk about some unique features that JotForm provides. First of all, we have pre-populated forms. With these, you are able to already send out forms to your customers with some of the fields already filled out. This can be very useful in case that you are contacting your customers on a regular basis and don't want them to spend time filling out details that you already have in your system. These details can either be filled out manually before you send out the form, or connect directly to your CRM and get data from there. Another cool feature is approvals. With these, you can set up an approval workflow for the responses that you get from your forms. This can be extremely useful if you are working with several colleagues on the same case and need to approval, for example, from a manager in order to get going. Another cool feature is converting your PDF directly to web forms. The software will automatically convert all the data that you have in your PDF into a ready-to-use online form, and when your customers fill out the details, actually create a PDF document containing all the details that they provided. We also have standard functionality such as building reports, collecting payments from Stripe, Square, PayPal, and other providers. And obviously, all of these forms are secure and can be adapted to different standards such as GDPR, CCPA, or HIPAA. In terms of integrations, JotForm connects with more than 100 apps directly from the interface. You are able to connect your calendar to schedule events, get files from your Google storage, add rows as you get responses to Google Sheets and Airtable, and connect with your CRM such as Pipedrive or HubSpot. JotForm also has this unique feature of widgets, with which you are able to add special fields to your forms, such as those for collecting legally binding e-signatures, doing form calculations from the fields that are provided by the client, or for example, embedding a PDF. JotForm pricing is quite straightforward. You are able to start out with a free plan that includes all the features, 5 forms and 100 monthly submissions. As you level up, you'll be able to create more forms, get more monthly submissions, and store more files in the online storage. The only features that are limited to silver and gold plans are the HIPAA compliance, and also keep in mind that if you choose the free starter plan, you will also have JotForm branding inside of your forms. If you decide to pay yearly, you'll get about 30% discount on the price. We are back in the main interface of JotForm. Let's now create our first form. Create form, and here you'll have two options. You can either use a template, you can import a form from another one, or you can start from scratch. Let's start from scratch. In here, two options again. You have the classic form, which basically will show all the questions of the form on the same page, or a card form where you go one by one through each question on a separate page. Let's get the classic form. And in here, you'll be able to build your form using a simple to use drag and drop interface. You are able to add form elements using this plus button over here. And here you have all the different types of elements that you can add to your form, such as simply static information, such as header, or specific fields, such as full name, email, appointments, signatures, single choice, multiple choice questions, times, capture, etc. Also some options for surveys, such as star ratings or scales, and some design elements such as dividers or page breaks. In here, you'll also be able to add any payment links that you would like, and the widgets that we talked about earlier. So let's add some elements. Just simply click one and then drag it onto the canvas. Let's also add an email. And lastly, let's add a widget of an e-signature. You are able to easily rearrange these elements just by clicking and dragging it over to another section. Each element will have its own settings. For example, for the email, we can change some design elements such as label alignment, making sure that it is required for completing the form, and then some specific options for this field, such as limited entry, confirmation text box, and others. There are also some advanced options such as placeholders, hover text, and default values. Here on the top, we'll be able to add your own logo. You can either upload a new image or choose from one that you have already uploaded before. Using this blue button over here, we'll be able to edit some other design elements of our form, such as the color scheme, the basic colors, or go into the advanced designer to set up custom CSS and more specifically change each element in our form. We can also change the form widths, the question spacing, and the font, or choose from pre-built themes available from the template library. Let's now see how we can change the settings for our forms. Let's go to the Setting tab on the top bar. Here we'll be able to edit some basic settings about our form, such as the title and the status. We'll also be able to access some additional options, such as changing the form language and adding translations, or encrypting data and password protecting our form. In the Emails tab, we'll be able to add or edit the email notifications that us, as the form creator, and our form fillers get. You can add a new email, either a notification when someone fills out your form and you receive the email, or the autoresponder email sent to the filler of the form. In here, you'll be able to change the email subject and the email content using the fields that you get from your form. Edit the recipients, and some advanced settings such as attaching a file or a PDF. In the condition section, you'll be able to define custom logic for your form, such as showing or hiding specific fields depending on the input that you get. For example, if email is equal to a specific value, then we want to show one of the fields, such as name. All of these different options will have the same structure. In this section, you'll be able to edit the default thank you page that your form responders get, which can either be a specific page that you built over here, or choose from the templates, or redirecting to an external link. In the integrations tab, you will be able to define any of the custom integrations that you want to connect to your form. Let's, for example, take a look at the Pipedrive integration, one of the softwares that we'll cover in this crash course. You'll first have to authenticate with your Pipedrive account, and then select an action, such as adding a deal, a person, or an activity. In this case, let's add a person. We'll select the owner, the visibility of the person inside of our CRM, and then define the fields that we want. For example, the name field in our Pipedrive CRM will be connected to the name field that we get from our form. We can add or edit these questions. We can also add a specific note in our CRM detailing all the responses that we got from the form. We can then finally test the integration to make sure that it works properly. Each integration will have its own settings and inputs. Then we have approval flows that we've talked about earlier. Here there is a specific designer, a visual designer with which you'll be able to design with ease any of the approval workflows that you want, using conditional logic such as if-else statements, branches, approvals and signs, and finally sending emails. Finally, we have mobile notifications. In case that you have downloaded the JotForm mobile app, you can be notified about any of the new form submissions that you get on your phone. Finally, when all of the settings are edited and ready to go, we can preview our form and to see how it will look like on desktop, tablet, and phone in different orientations. Finally, you'll be able to publish the form either with a direct link or by sending an email, by embedding it on your website, or pre-filling it and sending those pre-filled forms to your customers, either as a manual pre-fill from tables internal to JotForm, or from the CRM such as Salesforce and HubSpot. Finally, you will be able to download a fillable PDF for you to send directly to your clients if you want that. I hope that you have found this video useful. If you'd like our team to help you in your digital transformation, check out our services on our website, automationforlawyers.com. We offer several options. One of them is hourly consulting with an automation expert from our team, and another is custom project development. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.